The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the August 25th. How about that, folks? Almost to the end of August out here. But welcome to the August 25th, a terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And, of course, the easiest way to do that, well, that's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we're going to take a look at the circumstances of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Now's not too soon. 877-927-6648. Of course, internationally, 727-445-1044. We'd love to hear from you, whether by voice, whether by email, steve@tfn.com. Of course, inside the Tiger's Den, just go ahead and send an instant message. Would like to get to your question. Hey, for another day in a row, I'm going to need them because we have what? We have got a flat market out here. You've got the Dow trading down 10 points. Hey, let's go ahead and get this show kick-started on terrific Thursday, of course. This is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. As I said, a flat market out here, the S&P. It's almost totally flat. It's up 1 point, not even, 96 pennies. NASDAQ Composite up 7 points. She's trading at 52 1/4. Russell's up 4 points, trading at 1241. DAX closed off 93 points. The FTSE down 18. Gold's off $5. Silver's off 6 pennies. Light sweet crude is up 33 cents out here. Leading the charge here, dollar-wise, the upside. AEP Industries. Not sure if there's what's behind it, but it's up $33. That's 43%. Something majorly going on there. Chipotle, though, is the next up. That's up $11. See if Chipotle is off the bottom here. Rex American Resources up 9%, $6 and change. To the downside, St. Jude Medical is what I have as the leader to the – no, that's not it. It's Dollar General. There we go. Dollar General. Not that St. Jude isn't trading to the downside. It's just not the leader. The leader is Dollar General, down $13.50, nearly 15%. Signet Jewelers down almost 13%, $12. Dollar Tree down $8. Tech Data Corp, a Tampa Bay company, off about $6 out here. So, yeah, send your cards and letters, send your emails, give me a call, because we've got a flat market out here. But what is the market actually doing that we have to be aware of? Let's go take a look. Let's start off by looking at the 30-minute charts out here. And we'll take a look at the 30-minute chart here for the NASDAQ. Now, beautiful chart pattern. We know that it made its most recent high out here at 10 o'clock in the morning. This was back on August 23rd. Of course, as price continued to move higher, everybody thought, hey, this is just going to keep going. But it got to that seventh wave. You know, just like going to take me out to the ballpark, you get to that seventh inning. And in the case of the market, it sometimes does a stretch. When it sits back down, it decides to go ahead and change its direction. And that's exactly what happened. Now, yesterday, as the market was moving lower, really between about, 2:30 or 3 o'clock? Well, when was it exactly? It started creaming lower after we got at 2:30. About 2:30, it started moving lower in earnest. Of course, as it did that, it made a bottom at 4 p.m. That bottom at 4 p.m. during that candle session turned out to be wave number 7. Yeah, you guessed it. And it formed a nice little hammer candle. We saw an overnight bounce. I took us into the price point. This is the ES Mini into about the no, this is the NQ. My apology. About 47.92 out here into about 11 o'clock last night. Moved sideways for a bit. And then when Europe opened, the market just in sympathy decided to start moving to the downside. Now, price was moving lower, doing it with less relative energy out here. Hey, you can't get to an 8th wave count. Well, you can if you want to count wave count number 8. We don't need to worry about that as much as we know that there are several patterns that form tops or bottoms, right? We take a look at our our lightning bolt tool, our A to B equals CD tool, and we know along that path what to be looking for when bottoms form. We know that price can either move higher or lower, but when it does it with less relative energy or less relative weakness, that tells us that the trampoline, the rubber band on a 30-minute chart here, works the same way on every chart, just that we're in the 30-minute chart here, that's the sign. In this case here, that's a sign of a bottom. How do we know if there's a bottom that forms? Well, yeah, we got a pretty good indication when at 10 o'clock this morning, the prior bar's high and prior bar's low was exceeded. The market closed at least one tick to the upside in the opposite direction, right? Market was moving down. This moves to the upside. In this case here, it actually turned out to be a bullish reversal signal as well. That was a key reversal session. That said, okay, the markets are going to move higher. Now the question becomes where. Remember, when you and I take a look at a chart, doesn't matter what time frame it is, we always want to initially take a look at the prior swing point. Well, the prior swing point, that was out here, we talked about 11 o'clock last night, right in this time frame. And look, that's exactly where price initially went ahead and moved to. So does that mean that this is the end of the move? This is that what when you make a 100% move of a move. You get back to a previous swing point. This doesn't tell us whether it's going to take it out or not. We can see that on a 30-minute basis, we've got some bearish reversal signals here. So we know that it's stiff resistance, and that's very helpful in being able to identify, hey, if price gets above that level, I didn't mean to minimize it like that. When price gets above that level, that would give us an all-important message. In fact, that next important message would say, if price does get above that area, you should be targeting the 48.23 level because that's where the next set of swing points to the upside forms. Now, it could be forming an A to B equals C to the upside. I don't know. This may be it for the day. I would have to say, yesterday we talked about when we looked at the charts, we said very limited upside, but looked like there was an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. And that's really what came to fruition out here. Today, do I have a similar message? Not just yet. Not just yet as we take a look at the chart. So far, all we've done is the market gets to when price moves lower like that, does with less weakness, that line that you're seeing on my chart is telling us that you've also gotten to what? To an oversold condition, right? If I pull this chart up here, it's telling us down here, this is by using that relative strength tool, that price has gotten into a oversold condition. So at this stage out here, all that the market has really done during the last several hours has worked off that oversold condition. So do I have a clearer message than that, or what's the next move going to be? The answer is, and I would tell you, I'd like to, I'm not going to make stuff up. You thought I was going to say something else, so I'm not going to make anything up. At this stage here, I would say it's just simply nothing more than a bit of a counter trend rally. And the reason that I would say that is because if I take a look at all my price oscillators right here, the advanced decline reading inside the Dow, inside the New York Stock Exchange, and inside the NASDAQ composite, they are all negative. And when they're all below zero, that tells us that sellers are the ones that are in control. So that is the message of the markets as we speak right now at about 1:14 in the afternoon. So when we get back from this break, I think we're going to go take a look at the GDX. We're going to do it with one of our favorites, right? He's the co-host, so he'll be on during the next segment, and that is Brent from Martinez, California. We'll go take a look at the GDX and anything else that you'd like to as well. Just get in on the action. Give us a call at 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to Martinez, California, and speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you for taking the call, Steve. How the heck are you?
I am doing very well. Good to hear your voice. And so, how is the end of summer in California?
Absolutely beautiful. I'm sitting on my front porch, and it's probably about 75 degrees, something like that. Maybe about
that's
75. Great. We had a little fog
great.
this morning, which is, I don't know if you know the Bay Area that well, but we kind of have that marine influence during the summertime, which is great.
Yes,
kind of a little natural air conditioning. So it's been really, really beautiful summer so far.
That is great. That is great. Well, thanks for calling us from your porch. That's a beautiful thing.
I wanted to tell you that made me chuckle the other day. I was listening to, it's probably been a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I don't recall the person's name. I want to say it could have been Greg, but he was saying that his wife had heard you and thought you sounded like Alan Alda.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Well, my wife said the exact same thing, so when I heard that, I couldn't help but laugh.
No, I'm going to have to
look like Alan Alda, just that you sound like Alan Alda.
Okay, all right. Well, that's great. Well, I'm going to have to go back now and watch all the reruns of what was that, MASH, right? Wasn't he on MASH?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great show. Because of my receding forehead, there have been a few people that have told me I look like. Who's that guy? That's not Kramer. That's Kramer, right? Not the stock Kramer guy. The other Kramer guy, right? Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer. Yep. Yeah. So, but hey.
I just wanted to share that. I thought that was kind of funny when I heard it.
I think it is. I'm now going to have to believe it. It's the first time I've heard that in my life, but now I know what my radio voice sounds like, so that's very cool.
I was calling about the GDX. I did sell yesterday, and I maybe didn't have the best timing in the world, but I had a great gain, and that's my discipline is to take the money, and I could have held it a bit longer, but that's all right. So what I was asking about is it looks like we're getting some kind of bounce, and I was considering going back in if we got high enough, maybe up in the, I don't know if it'll make it there, but up in the 28.50 or something like that potentially. So I just wanted you to take a look at it if you could.
No, absolutely. So happy to do that for sure. I thought I had a chart out here already. I don't know where I stuck it. Doesn't matter. We're going to do it again. So when we take a look at the GDX, here's the interesting thing about the chart. If you and I just focused on the daily chart as an example, folks, the one thing that Brent and I would notice was yesterday massive volume compared to the swing point that it was going against, 168 million shares, and the swing point that it was going against that it took out was 89 million shares. But the interesting thing about yesterday's volume, Brent, and I'm going to put the 10-minute chart up on my screen here, and even though I can't prove this, what I believe when I see something like this, now I'm going back, my cursor's right now at 8:30 in the morning. When I see a linear move like this, and as my recollection, gold really didn't start moving until late in the afternoon. Was that the case? The gold itself didn't really start moving to the downside until kind of later, mid-afternoon or something along those lines?
I want to say it actually got hit decent in the morning. It didn't go much beyond that.
I think that's right. There was a big sell. That's right. There was a big sell right at the open. That's right. Thanks for reminding me of that. But what I was going to suggest here is when I see. So here's the first thing that we'll notice. The big volume inside the GDX came at between 3:50 and 4 o'clock. 54 million shares is really what shows up at that stage of the game, and just a real linear move on the way down here, kind of like a trading desk that says, "I want us out of this position." How many ever shares that is. Don't spook the marketplace. Just keep it nice and linear on the way down, which is what actually occurred out here. What does that mean? What that means is that maybe we're going to get more of a bounce than what you or I could anticipate. If we take a look at those bounce levels, where did I put that chart? I'll be a son of them. Well, we're just going to put this one up right here. So this happens to be the 30-year Treasury. I'm going to put up the GDX. And what we're going to look at here is I could see a bounce that could actually take the GDX up to $30 and a penny, which would be that oscillator unchanged line. So I would write that down on a pad of paper, $30 and a penny. I would also be watching to see if we can get a bounce, because if this closes back above 27.45, it gets back inside the range, so to speak, above that July 25th swing point, then I'd be looking at the bottom of that price channel, which both you and I had noted. Now that gets you up into about the $29 type area. It just depends on what day that might get hit. So 28.80 to 29-ish as a range. We know that there's a gap to the downside, the bottom of August 23rd, and that's at 28.98. So this $29 to $30 range comes into play here. And had we not seen the volume all of a sudden at the end yesterday, maybe I wouldn't have that exact same outlook out here. But I do. If I look at what's gold doing as an example, gold has been moving lower through the morning with less relative weakness out here. At 9 o'clock, that's when we saw the actual most recent low in gold, little bullish reversal signal at 9:30, additional move higher, confirming that pattern at 10 o'clock. Now we're just seeing gold kind of trade sideways, but it does have that bottoming-ish type of a pattern that we typically see more than the type of move that we've had. The most recent one that we had was back here at about 11 o'clock in the evening on August 21st. There was a pretty decent bounce that came from it. So I see where, there is that pattern that seems to be in play as well as we speak right now. It's probably not going. Oh, and I'll put one other thing out here to pay attention to, and that is the weekly chart out here for gold. This is using the horizontal trading range boundary lines, primary trading ranges. And on a weekly basis, the interesting thing here, Brent, is that gold has been, in essence, trapped in a trading range from 1322 to 1378, in essence, since the week that began June 27th. And that just happens to be between the primary trading range number of 1322 and the midpoint on the weekly chart out here. So I would be watching this as well. But does that help you, at all in tell me what else you're looking at with regard to the bounce? What would you be looking at? Tell me what Brent would be looking at.
You're more or less confirming what I was looking at as far as that channel line.
Okay.
That gap. I mean, all that makes sense to me. That could, and not that is kind of guaranteed to do that, but that would be the area that I would be looking for it to potentially go back to on a retrace. So we'll see if it does that. And at that point, I would feel fairly comfortable, depending on how it does it. If it goes up there on kind of meek volume, then I would, be okay taking a position again on the short side.
Sure. On the bearish side, what we know is that, hey, yesterday there was volume. It doesn't matter what time it came in at. And today, the actual bounce inside the GDX has stopped at the bottom of the daily TAS market profile, which was 2786. The actual high today has been 2786. That's a rejection of an old level of support that is now resistance. So in order for that bounce to really get going, I think we have to see it close above 2786. So that's what I would be taking a look at.
Thank you very much, Steve. I always appreciate your analysis. And quickly, just great job with the Japanese candle webinar you had, too.
Thanks so much. And tell your wife I said thank you very much. You bet. That was Brent from his porch in Martinez, California. That's a beautiful thing. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Thinkorswim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Now, hey, if any of you have connections to what was his name, Hawkeye, right? Hawkeye, wasn't that Alan Alda's stage name, as a character name inside of MASH out there? So, if any of you guys have got connections to Hawkeye, to Alan Alda, let me know. We got to see if we can get him on the show and get both of us on the on the mic at the same time out there. Then we could do the real, voice comparison out here and see if that myth is just a myth. In any event, Hot Lips, yeah, we got to. That's right. What was her name? Hot Lips Houlihan or something like that. Well, that was a great show, was it not? I thought it was. All right, so we do have a request that came in by email, and that is from Bill. Bill would like to take a look at the IBB. So let's head right on over and take a look at the biotech sector for the NASDAQ out here. And the question is, good short here, and where's support? Thanks, Bill. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Here's what we know about the IBB. First off, with regard to its next potential target to the downside, so there it's going to answer that question of support. You would be looking at 281.73. Now, we use that number because that happens to be our weekly TAS market profile. And those are proved to be a nice hidden, not so hidden because they're on our charts now, right? Levels of support and resistance, just like Brent and I were saying, you pick out targets such as the gap, such as a rising price channel coming back, testing the old level of support that failed. Should be new resistance out here. You go ahead and you set up your strategy, and then you fire away unless something totally changes on the on the way to that target area. So here, to answer your question, Bill, support is really at 281.73. Now, prices really cooled off here today. Yesterday, we know had a lot to do with, or may have had a lot to do with what was going on with what's that drug thing from Mylan out there, so and then the politicians get pretty popular. I think, well, David White was talking about it, right? And look, I'm not saying that they weren't ripping, come on, let's face it out here. I mean, we pay way too much for medicines and prescriptions and things like that in the United States. You've read the same reports that I have with regard to get the same product overseas for a whole heck of a lot less than what we pay here. Is shipping and handling, hello? I don't think so. So, okay, so we already know that game is, can I say that? The game is rigged? Yeah, EpiPen. The game is so-called rigged against you and I out here. But, look, I don't want to be let's not get into that. Let's just simply try to answer Bill's question out here. Good short. Where the best short on this would be on a bounce back up into that 300 level. That would truly be your best short because we know that is been real resistance inside of this equity. I don't know that you're going to get it. I don't know if the price, the risk reward or the reward risk is worth it for you right now because you're 286 and we're saying support's at 281. Probably not. So you want to be able to look for some type of retracement. Now, where could that be? I would say, Bill, if you're able to see price get above the 287 mark, then what you'd be looking at, your target area would be about 294, really would be a decent spot. Maybe it's only 291, but 291 to 294 would probably be your better reward to risk. And your stop would need to be above the 299.49-ish type area. But certainly had volume coming out yesterday. Today's candle is nothing more than just a pause button out here. So, but it should have support at 281.73. Doesn't mean that it will, but that is really where your next support-ish type level is. And that is ticker symbol IBB, the iShares NASDAQ Biotech Index out here. Hey, how about some of you guys in the den? You got anything that you need me to take a look at? Just punch it in. And again, on these, maybe tomorrow. Of course, I don't know when the Jackson Hole. I don't know when they release their stuff. To know when the markets may or may not start moving out here. But maybe tomorrow we'll have a lot of excitement, and hopefully you'll be on the right side of that excitement out there. If we take a look at light sweet crude. Let's look at that. It's up 24 cents right now, trading out at $47 out here. Light sweet crude right now, all that it's doing is hovering around its daily point of control area, which is priced out at 47.11. We're trading, as I say, at $47 right now. It looks to me like light sweet crude ought to go ahead and make a move down to about the 44.85 level. 45.77 should be its next stop to the downside. So we don't see anything bullish here that has formed to give us any type of feel. Let's look at a 30-minute chart here. Give me a moment to pull up the symbol. Same chart that we're going to use, same charting pattern that Brent and I used when we took a look at We took a look at gold, where gold was moving lower, doing with less relative energy. We do not have that same pattern here inside of light sweet crude. So there's nothing here to indicate that it's really trying to form any type of a bottom that we might get more of a bounce out of. It doesn't mean that we won't, but it does suggest here that we're not really seeing that on its intraday charts out here. Okay, looks like we've got one up here, two up. Well, we took a look at the GDX. You maybe didn't catch the last segment here. I'll go through that real quickly for you, and I'm guessing that you didn't. Steve, do you still think gold declines into October? That's a question here from Danny in Atlanta. I do believe that is the case. I would say, Danny, that what we have to really focus on is this chart right here. I would say the next signal would come out of this weekly chart. If that's going to happen, what this weekly chart shows us are two patterns, similar to like the GDX that we looked at, where there was a rising price channel. Again, this is a weekly time frame, but we can clearly see a rising price channel inside of gold. So right now, what we know, and you're looking at the green lines, the solid green lines on my chart, those are horizontal trading range boundary lines. I'll turn off the center line here just for a moment so you can see what we're looking at here. So now the center line is, that's not, I guess I have to actually tag the right button. Weekly, midpoint lines. There we go. Okay, so now they're turned off. So these green horizontal levels here, let me do this for you. It makes it a little bit easier. So what this tool does, this tool takes us back to the data into 2002. See these solid dashed lines out here? This is the largest number of contacts, point of contacts, on a weekly basis. See on the right-hand side here, I've got a little audit stream. Tells me that at the 426 level, there were 34 opens or closes within a smidgen. And at 313.80 to be exactly, there were 28 opens or closes within that smidgen. That's what set up the continued horizontal trading range. That gave us our trading range, and then all you have to do is add and subtract the same number of points. Now remember, we use this as guidelines out here, but these become really invisible, no longer invisible to you or I, levels of support or resistance. And look, this all occurred way back here in 2005. How does that work, that where gold actually stopped back here at the 2011 highs? It stopped right at a weekly horizontal trading range boundary line. How does that work? Really, how does that work? Well, it works. It does work. That's all that we really need to know out here, right? It works. And the beauty is right now, gold is up against some pretty decent support, or should be pretty decent support, Danny. So it's the 1322 level. So in order for gold to move down into October, you're going to need to see that level fail, and then the bottom of that rising price channel. Then the answer will be, yeah. And then where could it go from there? Well, then we can go ahead and put our midpoint lines back on. 1266 would not be out of the question. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting tfnn.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of tfnn.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at tfnn.com.
Welcome back, folks. I should be on my tool that tells me where the markets are. Dow's off 43, S&P is down 4, NASDAQ Composite is off about 3 points. So we've got a couple of questions out here. The first one, eggplant parmesan for lunch today. That's what Paul had. That's one of my favorite meals out there. You can't beat a good eggplant parmesan out there. Hey, I will say, Paul, I don't know if you've tried this or not, but I like taking the eggplant, slicing it nice and kind of thin out here. I don't know, maybe a quarter inch or so. Maybe you won't consider that to be thin, or even thinner than that. Rub some really nice olive oil on both sides and then grill it. But what I found, even though it's probably not that good for you, Lawry's, that's the name of that's a brand name, Lawrys, garlic salt. It's got all kinds of other stuff in there. Like I say, it's probably not good for us, but I've tried just pure garlic salt, and it's not the same. The Lawry's, whatever it is, man, it's good. But put that on it. Do that with any kind of vegetable, but I especially like eggplant, because it's got all that water contained in there. It's moist. Oh, man, does that make for a nice meal out there. In any event, Cooking with Steve. It's going to be a new segment. We got AG wants to go with deep fried eggplant. I would basically have to say you can't go wrong with anything that is deep fried other than a coronary, which would be a slight problem out there. But just work out a little bit extra. All right. So we got to get to a couple of symbols here. The first one had a request, CHK. I think that's Chesapeake Energy. And so the question was, I don't recall if the question was long, short, or maybe just, hey, what's going on with Chesapeake Energy? Let's go with what's going on with Chesapeake Energy. We look at anything that we look at really from both sides out here of the trade. So that's really important. So CHK, that's what we're looking at on our screen. Right now, what we can see here is that the price is rising right up to a resistance level. Made a high yesterday. No bearish reversal signal, really. But it made a high yesterday at $6.60 out here. Volume yesterday was about 44 million shares. Today, 21 million shares. Just really a sideways-ish type move. There's nothing inside this chart that suggests to me that Chesapeake Energy is going to do anything other than try to make a run for that resistance level. However, there is one exception. That exception here, we'll just pull this chart over on my screen out here, whoever had requested it. If we take a look at our wave counts, and we pay attention to that seventh wave. If we take a look at our wave counts here from May 23rd's bottom, yesterday, it looks like we're going to get a confirming seventh wave to the upside. So moving up into a resistance level, this would say it could begin to pull back. Now, if it pulls back, you're going to see this close below 603. That is the oscillator and change line. Right now, the price oscillator is still rising. It's above zero. There's nothing like a rising price oscillator above zero. So maybe the seventh wave just sort of doesn't work this time. But you do have two levels of resistance inside of Chesapeake. Now, if we were to pull back, where would this thing pull back to? If it can get below the 611 mark, you would be looking at about 539 out here. That's what the daily chart says. If we put this thing on a weekly chart, let me see what happened. I'm going to go over to my other charting system just to see if there's anything else that pops up worthwhile at the bottom here. And the answer is no, not really. Nothing of significance. We can see certainly that here's another area of resistance, which is right at the high from the week that began April 25th, and that's priced out at 759. And that was just formed by this little bear sash, evening star candle formation out here. So that is where the sellers are lined up in this equity. It sounds like we're sort of really right about there. So I hope that helps you with Chesapeake Energy. Also have a request to take a look at, where is it? CHUY, I think, was the number, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, CHUY. So let's punch up CHUY, Chewy. Nothing worse than chewy octopus, right? Oh, that's no good. Hey, if you've ever had fresh octopus, it's really good. But fresh octopus is not chewy. Remember that next time you order a little taco in a sushi bar out there. All right, so now the question here is an entry point for what is Chewy's Holdings. What does Chewy's Holdings do out there, Mr. J? You have my interest. Chewy's, CHUY. Now, the interesting thing here about Chewy's is the weekly chart out here. Here's a weekly chart, and on a weekly basis, this thing was moving higher, doing less relative energy out there, made a big old huge bearish reversal signal the week that began July 29th. So we know that on a weekly time frame, this thing has made a fairly significant reversal signal. Okay, good. So we know that. That's out of the way out here on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, I didn't put that up here, CHUY. I might have done it somewhere else, but that's okay. We'll do it over here. So now what we know about Chewy is, gosh darn, here's a problem, Jay, is that this thing is below both daily and weekly TAS market profiles. It's been below that level since the trading session here of August 22nd, so all week long, right? So beginning Monday. So now you've got a swing point out here that's got some pretty decent volume. This is the daily chart. That is August the 3rd. It hasn't gotten down there yet, 3072. 741,000 shares out there. Let me turn off the profiles. Let's clean up this chart just a tad by turning off some of the lines, right? So it's always good to turn off these lines. We know that this thing had broken out with volume of 778,000 shares. So you can see how price is really back into that area. But coming back to the breakout area where you had that kind of volume, I always like to look at the swing point. And that swing point down here says you're looking really at about the 2897-ish area. Then you've got another swing point back here on April 13th, right around 2843. So, Jay, I'm going to say at this stage of the game, unless we see some type of bullish reversal signal on a daily basis, let's just go take a look at our counts out here. Give me a moment to pull this chart over. And you're going to see a bunch of numbers out there. It's because I've been tinkering with the Tom DeMark count system out here. So that's what all of these other numbers, a little bit different than our normal wave counts out here, but it's another way of doing it. Now, so there's nothing down here wave-wise or Tom DeMark count-wise that suggests that we've got any kind of a bottom out here. Could in maybe today, could be tomorrow, would be a day with another lower close out there. But that's just if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. So at this stage here, Jay, what are you looking at? What do you see out here where you are identifying maybe a possible level of support? Because, we're talking about one of our seasoned, excellent veterans out here who's usually always on to something. So now we want him to share with us what's he on to. This is, kind of consolidating out here, 29 to 30. Okay, so, we're really in that same ballpark out here. I guess ultimately you'd get a test down here on that February 11th session with less than 267. But I think that 29 to 30, yeah, I think that's what you are looking for out there. So that is on Chewy, CHUY. I still don't know what Chewy does, but I think I can find out. I think if I do it right here, CHUY, we can go right here to the company profile. Thanks. That's a restaurant, Tex-Mex. Hey, how about that? Yeah, it's in Texas. How about that? Hey, you got to love Tex-Mex. Hey, the problem for me, I lost 50 pounds out here and still trying to lose more, but it was by not eating all of this good food, fried food, Tex-Mex food. No, something more bland. Sashimi. C. Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, swim lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the 3 hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 38. S&P is down a couple. Just going into break there, and there's been some comments here inside the den, and then even an email. Since March, I think the early part of March of this year, I have been able to take off 50 pounds. Which, and 50 pounds is a lot. You actually don't realize how much 50 pounds is until maybe you hold up a couple of grandkids and you realize, holy cow, That's actually the amount of weight that that one could actually lose out there. Now, a couple questions were, how did I do it? It's really kind of boring. It's been pretty simple. First of all, it's like trading. It's like doing anything. You have to be disciplined, right? When you're trading out there, you know who I'm talking to. You know that you are a successful trader because you're disciplined. You take your stops. You do all your setup. You do all the discipline-oriented things when it comes to trade investing. Well, when it comes to lifestyle change, because you just don't just diet. In order to lose 50 pounds, first of all, requires a lot of physical exercise. At least it has for me. To give you an example, I work out every day, every single day. In the month of, we're in August, I've missed one day of working out here. And so in the first 24 days, I haven't worked out yet today, but I will this afternoon. I have burned 23,000 plus calories. Almost 1,000 calories a session, usually 950, something like that. So between the high 8s and the mid 9s for the most part. And it's 1 hour. That's a 1 hour workout. And then I work out on the weekends. I do 2 workouts. But the other one I don't keep track because I'm in the water out there with regard to calories. So that it's what you take in, that's for sure. The first portion of my diet was no fat, basically. For breakfast I would have 3 egg whites. For lunch I would have 5 ounces of protein, hamburger, maybe chicken breast, and vegetables. You can eat basically all the veggies you want. If I really needed something sweet, I would have an apple. That would be it, 1 apple. And for dinner, I would basically do the same thing. So you eat steaks, you need good quality food out there, and you'd be amazed at how the weight just kind of dropped off. Now, that one was also done in conjunction with something called the HCG diet. So that's a low calorie. I mean, it was like 800-900 calories. Plus, I was working out every day. It's worthwhile to do because it really kickstarts things. Then I switched over to, in essence, the Nico and Paige type program, where all that I did was I started adding back good fats. I was eating at least 1 avocado a day, all the great oils out there. But no, and then in that case, I threw away all sugars, no apples, no nothing out there. Did that for a period of time. Amazing but you hit plateaus. Like everything in life, we hit plateaus, and it's really nothing more than the universe or somebody testing us to see if we want to go to that next level. I am now at one of those plateaus, but I know to anticipate that, and I know that I will be able to bust through that as well. So, in any event, it's been great. Stronger than ever. When I started this program, my body fat, just so you it's disgusting, but now I can talk about it, was 33%. That's where my body fat percentage level was. I'm at just under 18% right now. So anyways, it's great. I feel healthy as can be. Hopefully I don't get hit by a car when I am off of the show here and just walk, because you never know. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. Okay, folks. Yeah, still got a flat kind of market out here. I don't know what's going to happen during my favorite Polar Bear show or the Tom O'Brien show or Andy Heck show out here. Probably not a lot really happens, I guess, until tomorrow. And but either way, we're here to provide you with insight. Let's hope, and maybe a little humor along the way. We're all in this together. I guarantee you, we are all in the same boat. So your eyes are just as important as the guy or gals next to you. So thanks for sharing. Always thanks for calling. And I'll look forward to seeing you on Fantastic Friday. Maybe a half a pound lighter, God willing. Take care, folks. Have an acceptance.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.